It's so terrifying. It's basically you, 10% of you pulling 90% of you, and not many people manage to do that. It's 90% sabotage. Hello, wonderful to see you again. My name is Maya, and I not only help you heal your core wounds, but also live your dream life and create that reality that you want to experience. So today I want to talk about why your manifestations are failing. Why are they being sabotaged? So if you are familiar with manifestation, manifestation is basically just moving from an idea, a vision, an inspiration to creating it in the physical world. You could also say moving an idea from 5D, which is seeing it in your mind, in your imagination, into something physical, 3D. And that's what manifestation is in a nutshell. And so when you move an idea from just a concept, just something that you thought up out of nowhere, into something that is real, you have a choice here. You have a choice what you create, what you move from your ideas into your real reality experience. But why do manifestations fail? If you have an idea and you work towards it, why would it not be part of your reality? Well, there are a couple of reasons, and one of the biggest issues that I'm aware of is something called the nervous system response. So for example, when you have this big idea, this big dream, this big plan, something inside of your body, inside of your subconscious might say, no, that is terrifying, that is scary, and I don't think so. So that is your nervous system just saying, no, I don't think so. I would prefer this comfort zone over here. So let's not do that. Let's get some fries, let's get some chips, let's watch a movie. Okay. And so that is your nervous system's job. And you can also compare that with your ego, because your ego, your nervous system, they kind of want to keep you in your comfort zone. They want to keep you safe. Even if the safe space, which you've experienced for most of your life probably, is probably not for your best interest. It's not for your best interest. It actually kind of keeps you stuck. But your ego, your nervous system, your subconscious says, well, this is normal, this is fine, we've survived so far. Let's just stay here. This is safe because we're alive. But if you would like to experience something new, something different, something better, something more exciting in your life, then that means moving out of the comfort zone, and that triggers your nervous system and all of the other aspects saying, the unknown, this is so scary. And that is why manifestations fail, because your nervous system just says, no, we're not going to do that. It's too scary, it's dangerous, and we're going to shut that down. Now, of course, this is not happening on a conscious level. You're not going to hear your nervous system speaking to you. It's just a reflex. It's a survival adaptation. It's basically your system just refusing to move forward. So what it might feel like is that you're putting a lot of conscious effort in, putting your foot on the gas. Yes, let's do this. Consciously thinking about it, visualizing, manifesting, consciously, yeah, let's go on the gas, full steam ahead. But then what about the other foot? The other foot is on the brake, and the other foot is from the subconscious, from your nervous system. So if you're putting your foot on the gas and the brake, gas and brake at the same time, you're not going to go anywhere, and you're going to end up absolutely exhausted. And who do you think will win between the conscious gas and the subconscious brake on your manifestations, on your goals, on your plans? The subconscious. Why? Because the subconscious is 90% of our driving force, of how our life, our reality ends up looking like. The conscious is 10%. And you might have seen this beautiful iceberg image. Maybe I'll put it in this video if I find it. And but otherwise you can just Google iceberg 10%, 90% subconscious, conscious. And basically what this means is you have 10% driving force from your conscious mind, and you've got 90% driving force from your conscious nervous system, from your body. And if this 90% says, no, this is scary and dangerous, you are not going to go anywhere. Even if for a brief time, temporarily, you can really force your way to make, a small progress, see something, but you will get sucked back into your normal if you don't work with your nervous system and communicate with your nervous system, your subconscious, to help it feel safe, help it understand that if we move in this direction, we will not die. It is not that dangerous, and we will be okay. And the way you can do that is many different things. One thing I like to do is somatic work, somatic practices, to feel the sensations in the body, to see, okay, where is the tension? I feel it in my right shoulder quite a lot. There's a lot of pressure there. And then I will go into a somatic practice to release the tension. And once you release the tension, then you can feel a lightness. If you've done somatic work before, you'll know what I'm talking about. And maybe you can feel like you can breathe deeper, or you just feel like a sense of well-being that has increased, and suddenly you feel like, oh, everything's okay. I can actually take that step that I felt nervous about doing earlier, or somehow just couldn't do for, whatever subconscious reason. And so that is my favorite practice. And there's other couple of practices where many people up until, I would say, around about now, would say, well, just do it. And then you desensitize yourself from feeling this fear, this terror. And people get to just bulldoze their way through this temporary fear. And they just keep on doing the thing every single day. And repetition, if you do it for long enough, then you will get through it. But it's so terrifying. It's basically 10% of you pulling 90% of you. And not many people manage to do that. It's 90% sabotage. So I don't know. It's probably not the route that I would choose. I would choose to actually take the foot off the brake so that you can move forward more smoothly. And the way you take your foot off the brake is soothing your nervous system, soothing your subconscious, because your subconscious is your body, is your nervous system, is your ego, really. And so you can just say, okay, this is something that I can do, and I am going to release this trauma from my body that is telling me that it is not safe to move forward. And that is actually relatively easy. It's just that it's not being talked about much, but it is being talked about more and more now, which I'm really grateful for. I'm grateful I found this practice. I'm grateful I found this practice to move through this fear, because fear is absolutely paralyzing. And self-sabotage can show up in so many different ways. This fear manifests as perfectionism. Procrastination is a massive one. So instead of trying to just cope and pull 90% behind you with 10% energy, that's exhausting. Even just thinking about it, I'm like, ah. But what you could do is just release the foot from the brake, help the nervous system feel safe through somatic practices, and then you can move forward with your manifestations, because then the fear has been removed. And of course, you heal in layers, so it's not something you just do once and then suddenly, oh, everything's perfect. No, it's a journey. It is a journey. We've been living with this trauma imprint energy in our subconscious, in our body, reinforcing those patterns for many years. So it's not something that just disappears overnight. It could. If you look at Byron Katie or Eckhart Tolle. You know, they had overnight just awakening, and then there was basically no fear holding them back anymore. It really comes down to fear that sabotages us. And there's many ways to move through that and release that so that we can move forward and experience a life that we actually can, want to, and deserve to. And I'll be talking about these practices more and more in the next few videos, and I hope you join me for that. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, helpful, insightful, or just entertaining, then please subscribe and like it, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.